Hello everybody, this is Mike from mboxwave.com, and I just got into a long position on this morning's crude oil. I got in so quick I didn't even adjust my stop yet. Alright, so I just got in, so markets opened up recently. I got in after this pullback buy signal right here. So I saw a good setup. So I'm going to go over the analysis and then we'll see what happens. So kind of the first things that I was looking at, and people ask me, what do I do before the markets open? And, around when we made this low right here, I noticed that we came onto this support line here that was acting as resistance here, and it became support here. So, it seemed like this level was being tested multiple times. So when I saw this large amount of demand here, this became interesting, but I didn't get in until I saw this, the buy signal right here. All right, so, okay, we're already 2,000 in profit, so let's see, price is going up kind of quickly, but, all right, so let's do some background information here. What did I notice? So I saw that in the MBOX Delta, right, we exceeded the buying for the previous day, right, at the time of the trade. So it looks like demand, we're getting even more demand right now, which is right here. But at the time of the trade, at this pullback buy signal, this is the amount of demand we had. And so I also took note of that. And, if I scroll back, you see the line disappears because it's at, 600, about 650, right? We see that exceeds the entire previous day, right? We had like 350, so that's quite a bit more, right? So you can see from here, to here. So we're having a lot more demand, right? And the other thing I'd like to point out is that we've been going in this, uptrend here. All right. So there is definitely an established uptrend here, and all this demand started coming in. All right. So I take note of that. So the demand exceeds the entire previous day. So that the MBOX demand exceeds entire previous day. All right. So that's a big thing. Not only that, but the cumulative delta also exceeded the previous day, right? So if we draw that, I think that's around here. Okay, so, when this happens, and this is happening in the MBOX delta and the cumulative delta, it's happening in both. So, that means that, it's strong, right? That's what it looks like to me. And considering that we're in this uptrend and, we bounced off this previous resistance level, became support, we had a lot of demand picking up, that's what got me to take notice of this setup. So let me write this down. So exceeds previous day as well. So they exceed the previous day, and by default, when you see that, it also means that this is demand. So, we can say that, what we saw here demand, we saw more demand. So it was like renewal. So we see the initial demand and we see a renewal of demand right here. Let's see where did I put my profit? All right. Looks like we could hit it pretty soon. All right, well, I'll just keep going over the analysis. Let's see here. So we had the demand here in the MBOX delta, and then we had demand renewal. And we had demand renewal. So let me kind of get these zeros here. So the M-box demand exceeds the previous day. That doesn't look that great. All right, fine. Looks like we're shooting up here. So I got to start talking about the analysis, but I gotta see how I was gonna manage this trade here. So we're up about 3,500 bucks. I think I was gonna move it slightly higher. I wanted to get a little more out of this trade. What I initially, I'm already out. Okay, so I didn't even get enough time to properly move my exit. So that's the order fill. I go for a $5,000 nut, but all right. Usually the goal of the day is $5,000, but I guess I didn't move it in time because I was busy talking about the analysis. All right, well, let's finish up with the analysis because this was a strong setup, and I think we could have squeezed more out of this trade, but see, that's what's distracting about making videos and trading live at the same time. All right, so at the time of the trade, we saw demand here, demand renewal. We saw this crossover here. We saw an expansion of cumulative buying. Right? So, cumulative buying, expanding. And we had the pullback buy signal here. There's actually a lot of points of confluence here. Just going to go through that. So we had a pullback buy signal. All right, we had the pace of offers, right? All of this, we see this. So pace of offers, we are outpacing the bids. All right, and so some bonus points here. Another thing why I really liked this trade initially, because we had right here when we tested this support, well, it became support. If you look at the M-box delta here, look at this, look at that box down, look at this demand, and look, this box achieved a lot more in price movement than this box down, but the delta is comparable. I think this is even more. So this was actually an effort. This was actually an effort, no result here. You get the color. All right, so we got the color there. And so, see, we're going even higher now. I wanted to squeeze more out of this trade, but like I said, doing the videos is distracting. Let me close that. All right, so let's count, how many points of confluence and what do we see here? So we had the buy signal, that's one. We're going in this uptrend right here, so that's two. The M-box demand is exceeding the previous day, that's three. We have this effort, no result, that's four. We have initial demand, that's five. We have demand renewal, that's six. We have the cumulative delta exceeds the previous day, that's seven. We have the cumulative buying expanding, that's eight. We have the pace of offers outpacing the bids, that's 9. And, we had this resistance turn support, that's 10 points. I can count, at least here. We also broke this, which I also noticed. That's an 11th point right here. Right here, we had a resistance line form. We had this resistance line form here, and we broke through it on growing demand, and so that also that's what made this pullback especially strong when I took it. So that's 11 points right there. All right, so made $4 grand in profit. Usually I'm a $5 grand a day or more kind of guy. I would have gotten that if I was able to manage the trade before I got, before the profit hit. But that'll be it for me today, because if I wasn't doing this video, I would have hit the 5K. Anyway, so that's it for me today. This is one thing I'd like for people to notice more is, when the demand or supply exceeds the previous day, because it makes for some really strong setups, So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.